So, inspirations. Where does your inspiration come from? Whether it's like writing to creativity, production, like anything that comes to mind.
Right on. Well, I mean, I started off as a DJ, so and producing and all that before I was even writing, or before I even wrote my first rhyme. But I would have to say, man, the whole. Well, first of all, it started with Run DMC because I'm 40 years old, man.
Mm.
But back then, that's what caught my attention, right? And then from there, I used to pick up mixtapes from like swap meets and stuff like that, Santa Fe Spring swap meets, and it would have like Special Ed on there, Boogie Down Productions. So that opened me up to like a lot. So then I became curious, me and my brother. So we would like do a lot of digging. We would like just flip through the channels. There wasn't much back then. Obviously, we were young, so we couldn't really go anywhere.
Mm.
So we would be flipping through the black box, where you can order the videos and stuff like that. And then that's when I ran into like Cypress Hill, and it's where not order, but you can request what videos you want to see. And I ran into Cypress Hill, man, and that kind of basically that just changed everything. I fell in love with the production, with Mug's production, which led me to seeking out like Wu-Tang and stuff like that because of RZA. I was like heavily deep into production, and that was my thing, man. Like if any song didn't have a soulful, dope beat, like I just didn't really care about the lyrics at the time, and so I kind of honed in on that, on the whole production DJing thing, and eventually when I started writing is when I started getting more into like lyrical, wordplay and stuff like that, which led me to, KRS, Chino Exile, like the Here to Save You All album. That's like a major, in my book. And then
by Chino.
Yeah, Chino
Okay.
Exile, and then Grave Diggers. You know what I'm saying? One of my greatest inspiration is Grim Reap, R.I.P. He passed away back then, but they put out 2-3 classic albums, man, and that was something that pushed me forward because it just opened up my mind. So yeah, man, going back to that time, it was mainly those cats. It was that kind of like the golden era, basically. You know what I'm saying? But here I am today, and I still have the same influences, man. Like nothing's changed, and which might not show in my work, and might, according to who you talk to, but it's in me, man, and those were my greatest inspirations, you know what I'm saying? Along with other genres too, but hip hop was just everything to me at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when I listened to that Mentally Armed music video, well, I've seen it too. I did see like a lot of inspiration, like because of nowadays with the music that we have right now, and that it kind of like stray away from all the lyricism and like lyric miracle stuff. But when I listened to your music, it kind of reminded me of like a Rhyme Sayers or like a like Cage, like underground like rap, and now because we have the internet, now we're able to like shed light onto that sound that like that many people may like have forgotten or even like never heard of in general, and so that's why it came out really well. So as of right now, like I would assume that you would just like categorize yourself in like your music with like the underground scene. Would you be able like ever be opposed to like label work if they ever came across your way?
Yeah, I mean it all depends. I mean, I consider myself just a hip hop artist. I don't really consider it underground, mainstream, and whatnot. Okay. I mean the times are different now. Obviously, I went through that whole phase. I went through a couple phases. Not me personally, but just watching. From the outside looking in. I never changed my style, man. If you were to do some digging and go back to like our first album that we dropped in 2003. It's my crew, Crop Circles. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've gotten better. I advanced a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the same feel is still there. You might call it underground. I do too. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's just hip hop, man. It's just hard, dark beats. With creative rhyme schemes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it might be a lot of people kind of like, think, oh, it's thinking music, right? That's kind of how they label it. But, they're just words, man. It's just expanding your vocabulary a little bit and just, running with that. Because, I mean, I'm not really into today's music and stuff like that. I do respect new artists and stuff like that, definitely, because obviously you can tell when they have, like, a great skill, great talent. But, it's not me. And I can't, if the labels approach me, back to your question, if the labels approach me and wanted me to change up my style and do this and do that, then obviously, it's a big no for me, man. I mean, money ain't everything, you know what I'm saying? As much as I need it right now, it's not everything. Like I really care about the art I care about, how I'm looked at 20 years from now. I'm all about longevity, man.
Absolutely. And I do remember that you mentioned like krs-one and Gravediggers earlier. If there's like any like new music that you actually want to like get put onto, or you never heard of them before, I'm a big fan of this group called the Flatbush Zombies, out in Brooklyn, New York. Those guys,
Flatbush?
yeah, Flatbush Zombies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
I never really dipped into their music, but I might do that, today now.
yeah, check out Headstone. That's like one of their last singles, but like you as a hip hop head, you'll listen to it and you'll catch exactly what they're doing. So I'm gonna let you sit on that one, because that's like they're definitely my all time favorite group as of right now. And so that's why when you mentioned those two names, I was like, okay, like then he'll definitely like this group if he's not really like up to date on like any new artists at the time.
Right.
So when it comes to new artists, is there anybody that you like really tip your hat off to, or what?
Let's see, new artists, as in kind of like on a more of a mainstream level that are like
I'll say like more like a more recent like time frame, whether it's like from 2010 up or like 2015 up or somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, man. The thing is with that, man, with me, like if I do dig into a new artist, it's kind of weird, man, because I'll listen to the albums and I think they're dope, but I only like maybe 2-3 songs out of like 15, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like that's been the consistent thing every time I listen to an album. That's what it all is. So it's kind of hard to get into the artist when it's like that, you know what I mean? Because I'm used to coming from the album era, right, where you play it from front to back. Yeah, you're not gonna like every song, but you're gonna stick with that album for months. You're gonna dissect it, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm coming from. But when I hear these new cats, let's see, like for instance, Joyner Lucas, right?
Yeah.
He's dope. He can spit, like he's up there, bro. Like he can really spit, and I like his style. I like what he does, but when I listen to his album, it's just like, all right, man, like because of the beats, you know what I'm saying? Once again, going back to the whole production thing, I'm not a trappy type of dude, I really don't dig into all that. I love 808s, man, but a lot of those beats sound the same to me, and it kind of bores me right away. So no disrespect to anybody making trap beats, man, or anything like that. It's just not my thing. So when it comes to label work and stuff like that, that's one, right? But as far as the new artist, man, like I respect him. I'm trying to think of others, man, that are out right now that I kind of like, was digging. Let's see. Besides like the Kendricks and all that, right? Schoolboy Q, I dig his stuff. It's really hard to think, bro, but kind of like in that range, because Schoolboy has a darker style, you know what I mean? So I kind of dig that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool, man. So what is Echoes of Oratory music?